Welcome to San Luis Obispo, California for CCL Baseball on the Four Stars Radio Network. Today, the Stars will play their final game of the season against their rivals, the SLO Blues. I'm Hunter Shoemake, and we welcome you to Sinsheimer Stadium from the Central California coast. Well, these two teams played yesterday, and the Stars found a 5-2 victory over the Blues and ended up winning the season series against San Luis Obispo. Nick Abraham picked up the win going 5, and Steele Eves locked it down in the 9th for his 4th save of the season. It's a really beautiful day here from San Luis Obispo. Not a cloud in the sky. A little bit of winds blowing out right to left. As the starting pitcher, Logan Groff for the Blues is warming up. Here's the lineup for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Leading off will be Mick Paul playing left field. Terrence Kill to bat second in center field. Batting third, Easton Muma, who will be at third base. To bat fourth, the right fielder, Brenton Clark. In the 5 spot, Cole Chamberlain does the catching. To bat sixth, and at second base, Xavier Esker batting 7th, and at short, Sawyer Farr. In the 8th spot, the DH, Zane Becker. Caden Miller will bat 9th and be the first baseman, and Drew Rarick will be the starting pitcher for the Stars this evening. So the warm-up's complete for the starting pitcher, Logan Groff, who will get his first appearance of the season for the SLO Blues. The Blues wearing a dark blue top, white bottoms, and the Foresters today rocking the all-gray uniforms. So here comes Mick Paul. He'll stroll over to the plate from the third base dugout. Paul, when you look back to yesterday, playing in his first game with the Foresters, ended up going 1 for 4. Had a base hit in center back in the 6th. And he will lead off this ball game. Yesterday, he was batting 6th, and we saw Terrence Kill really kill in the last couple times in the leadoff spot, but Terrence is batting 2nd. So Paul will bat from the left side, and here comes the first pitch and underway, and the AB starts with a high strike from Logan Groff, 0-1 to Mick Paul. Thanks for joining us on the Foresters Radio Network. Santa Barbara playing in their 27th game of the season, a CCL record of 18-7. Logan Groff, the right-handed starter, working from the first base side of the hill. 0-1 pitch on its way, and a changeup clips the lower corner. Borderline call in favor of the pitcher, strike 2. Both teams playing in their 27th game of the season, especially in terms of CCL play for the Blues. They are now 14-12 after the loss yesterday to Santa Barbara. The infield is straight away, as is the outfield, and Paul quickly down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Change up away. Good take from Mick. Ball 1. It's going to be Paul, Kill, Muma, the 3 scheduled, and if anyone reaches, Brenton Clark. Santa Barbara, you look back to yesterday's game, did most of their damage in the 5th inning, putting up 4 runs. What can they start off with here? Here's a 1-2 pitch, chopped down the right field. First baseline, fielded by the first baseman, Lopez. He will trot over to first, and Mick Paul will ground out to the first baseman unassisted, 1 away in the opening inning. With the bases clear, 1 away, just underway in the top half of the first, that's going to bring up Terrence Kill the second. Terrence just hitting 1 point under 300. TK was lifted for a pinch hitter, actually defensive change yesterday in the form of Caden Miller. But he will stand in from the right side, 1 away and the base is clear. Here's the pitch. Fastball is going to miss away at belt height to TK. Ball 1. So Logan Groff in his first appearance this season for the SLO Blues, and if you've been following the Foresters past couple seasons, Groff did play for the Blues last year. Here's the next pitch. It's going to miss down on a slider for ball 2. Groff did throw 5 innings last season against the Stars, struck out 8 in his appearance last year against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Both 1 out, base is clear. Here comes a 2-0 pitch to Kill. It's going to be a changeup missing inside, ball 3. You look in the surroundings, aircraft taking off in the distance. Quite a bit of air traffic overhead today in San Luis Obispo. But now a 3-0 pitch to TK. High fly ball on the left is going to stay in the yard. Having to drift back is Kosei Suzuki, the left fielder. Has to make a late adjustment, but will make the play. Terrence Kill was halfway down to second base after that considerable hang time, but he will be retired. And a fly out into left. And that ball continued to move. It looked like it was just going to be almost shallow left field, but continued to carry, but still enough room for Suzuki to make a comfortable play just before the left field warning track. So with 2 down, bases clear in the opening inning, here is Easton Muma. He will bat from the left side, and Groff, who fell behind 3-0 to Terrence Kill, ended up retiring him. Good work for the Blues starter. Here's the first pitch to Easton. It's going to miss down. Ball 1. Easton hitting .333 entering today. And Santa Barbara playing their final matchup against the Blues this afternoon. 1-0. Fastball is on the outside corner. Strike 1. We said it in the open, but Santa Barbara won the season series yesterday, picking up their 4th win against the Blues, leading 4-2. Looking for a final win against San Luis Obispo here this evening. Here comes a 1-1. Is a slider clip in the outside corner. Strike 2. 2 down, the base is clear. Just underway in the top half of the first inning. Nice day in San Luis Obispo. A little bit cooler compared to yesterday's conditions down in Santa Barbara. But a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the delivery from Groff. It is going to be a slider missing in near the right hip of the left-handed batter, Muma. 2-2. Remember, the starter today for Santa Barbara will be Drew Rarick. He'll get his 5th start in the half inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is away. Full count. A little bit of a moans from the Blues faithful here as a nice crowd has filled in. The stadium seating goes 5 rows deep around the infield. Relatively full. But now the 3-2 pitch to Muma is called. Strike 3. Muma thought he had first base. Has a few words with the home plate umpire, still looking back to him as he has to walk back to the third base dugout. And Easton will go down looking. And it'll be a 1-2-3 first for Logan Groff. Through a half, no score in San Luis Obispo. Drew Rarick out to the hill for the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the first inning, no score between the San Luis Obispo Blues and the Santa Barbara Foresters. Drew Rarick, the starting pitcher today for the Sturs, 5th start of the season, has an 0-1 record and a 4.91 ERA. 11 innings pitched so far for Drew. He has struck out 18. The defense behind Rarick today, Easton Muma will be at third, Sawyer Farr at short, Xavier Esker in his 3rd game with the Sturs at second, Caden Miller at first. Cole Chamberlain will do the catching in the outfield. Mick Pauls in left, Terrence Kill in center, and Brenton Clark out in right. For San Luis Obispo, E.J. Royal, Sebastian Lopez, Zach Tollerman will be scheduled for the home team. And there are some considerable lineup changes when you look at the card today for Dean Traynor. And the Blues yesterday had 9 hits. Really, both teams had 9 hits, but Santa Barbara able to push in 5 runs. Eric Furness will play his first game. He'll be batting 5th. A couple of other changes later in the lineup where Dean Traynor giving an opportunity to some guys who haven't played a whole lot. And we'll see the man batting second, Sebastian Lopez, who only has 10 ABs. He will stand on deck. But strolling to the plate now is E.J. Royal. Quick conversation with Cole Chamberlain and Drew Rarick out on the hill. As Chamberlain back behind the plate, and he will trot back behind the dish after yesterday. Zane Becker did the catching for Santa Barbara, and Chamberlain had the day off. A little extended rest as well for Cole. After Monday and Tuesday off, did not have to play yesterday, and back in the saddle behind the plate. So here is Royal standing in, and Drew Rarick working from the first base side of the pitcher's hill. First pitch is a fastball right down the middle, 0-1. When you look at Rarick's pitch mix, a four-seam cutter and a curveball, and that four-seam sitting right around 93, so you get up to around 95. Here's an 0-1. Fastball is down, 1-1. And Rarick looking to bounce back. Last appearance, when inning plus at 5 walks against OC. Here's a 1-1. Up the middle and lined right past the second baseman, Esker. It's a base hit. Xavier had a long run to his right, nearly got the glove to it, but it will be a leadoff single for the SLO Blues to start off the bottom of the first inning. So Royal is aboard, and he is a base running threat. He has 8 stolen bases on the year on 10 attempts. And Rarick gives up a leadoff single to the first man he faces, and that's going to bring him Sebastian Lopez. As we just mentioned, only 10 plate appearances, 10 ABs rather, and 1 hit this season for Lopez. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball on the inside edge for strike 1. And the Santa Barbara pitching staff this season, one of the best in the CCL, an ERA of 3.36 as an entire staff. With 1 on, nobody out. Here's no 1 pitch. It's going to be the cutter missing down, 1-1. One thing for Rarick, he just gave up the leadoff single. Get to work here against Lopez. A little bit shut on the hill, coming set from the belt. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. It is going to be the curveball for a strike. Nothing, 1-2 now for Sebastian Lopez. Caden Miller, first baseman, holding on E.J. Royal, the runner at first. Muma is pinched in just a little bit at third. But now, Rarick, a 1-2 pitch to Lopez. That's a down on a cutter. 2-2. Heavy wind blowing right to left. 10-mile-an-hour winds out of the west-northwest. Gusts up to 17 miles an hour. A little bit of a stiffer breeze blowing out towards the left today. Here's the 2-2 and called strike 3. The fastball low in the zone. Lopez goes down looking, 1 away in the first. So after Royals leadoff single in the center, Rarick punches out Lopez. 1 away in a scoreless game. That's going to bring him Zach Tollerman. Tollerman, donning the number 22, digs in from the right-handed batter's box, hitting .367. And every time the Foresters have played the Blues, we specifically note and circle Tollerman, one of the most dangerous batters in this lineup for the Blues, especially in a late-game situation. Check over to the runner at first, who hasn't made any attempts at trying to swipe second, as Royal slides in head first safely. Still awaiting the first pitch to the number 3 batter, the DH, Zach Tollerman. Here it comes. Fastball is on the outside corner rather, for strike 1. Santa Barbara, after their victory yesterday, now won 3 straight ball games. 18-7 record and a 1.5 game lead over the Conejo Oaks. 1 on, 1 out, scoreless game. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There goes the runner. It's down. It's a great throw from Chamberlain, and they got him at second. Fantastic throw from Chamberlain. Xavier Esker, the second baseman, slapped on the tag. The throw was on the first base side of second base, and a thing of beauty from Cole Chamberlain to throw out Royal at second. 2 down now in the first. And with the bases clear, 2-1 the count for Zach Tollerman. Rather, the count is now 1-1. The next pitch is going to miss away on the cutter. Ball 2. Base is now clear after Royals' leadoff single. And great work from Chamberlain. We haven't seen him behind the plate since the 6th. Only a couple days ago, but a long time in baseball sense. Here's a 2-1. That is down for ball 3. Infield now playing back. Looking for a ground ball to back up Drew Rarick, the right-handed pitcher from Fargo, North Dakota. He's fallen behind to Tollerman's 3-1 with 2 down. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Full count. Rarick He's used that curveball twice so far today. Located perfectly that occasion. It's now a full count. Next would be Sam Ardois. Rarick looking to take care of Tollerman. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No. Able to lay off of the cutter. And Zach Tollerman has a 2-out walk as Rarick was going back to the third base dugout. Strolled off the hill and thought he had his second strikeout, but instead a 2-out walk for Tollerman. And that's going to bring up the number 4 batter, Sam Ardois. Ardois yesterday was the reason SLO put up an early lead in the second inning, RBI triple. After Nick Abraham was wheeling and dealing through the first 5 batters, struck out 4, had nearly an immaculate inning in the opening inning. 1 ball, 9 strikes for 10 pitches. The man who picked up the win yesterday's ball game. But now the first pitch to Ardois is going to be a fastball down, ball 1. Tollerman aboard, 2 down, scoreless game. Last of the opening inning. Now Rarick delivers a 1-0 pitch as Ardois will take cutter on the inside edge, 1-1. Ardois hitting .300 entering today with man on, 2 down. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on its way. And another cutter that's going to miss down for ball 2. In case you're wondering, Tollerman, who just worked a 2-down walk. No attempted stolen bases. The DH, who also serves as a first baseman for the Blues. So no issues for Rarick. Just has to focus with the man at the plate, Sam Ardois. And a very nice day from San Luis Obispo. Favorable count to the batter. Comes a 2-1 from Rarick. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-2. And that fastball right around mid-90s. 93 the average for Drew. With 2 down, man at first in a scoreless game. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is going to miss away. Full count. Eric Furness, in his first game with the Blues, stands on deck. Rarick does not want to face him. Shadows inching their way onto the infield from the first base side of the park, but right now Rarick with 2 down. A 3-2 pitch to Sam Ardois. There goes the runner, and it's going to miss down on the cutter. Back-to-back walks given up by Drew Rarick with 2 out in the opening inning. Tollerman down to second. That's now going to bring up Eric Furness. So Furness, playing in his first game with SLO, stands in a chance to give his team an early lead. And it was the Blues that struck first yesterday at Santa Barbara High School. But now Rarick has to work around 2 walks. First pitch, it's going to be a curveball missing away, ball 1. Remember, this inning started with E.J. Royal. A base hit in the center and then was thrown out by Chamberlain at second base. 2 on, 2 out. Rarick looks to second, fires home a 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle, tempting Furness, but it is strike 1. Seventh meeting of the season between the two clubs. Santa Barbara has already secured the season series victory, winning yesterday. Right now, a 1-1 pitch to Furness. Fastball swing and a miss. Laid on it for strike 2. And that fastball located away in the zone to the right-handed batter. Tollerman at second, Ardois at first, both reaching via walks. 2 down in the first. Rarick delivers a 1-2 pitch, lined and over the head of Esker at second. It's a base hit. 1 run's coming around, and they're looking for 2. It's scooped up by Clark. The throw is cut off, but the play at the plate, safe. And a 2-run single for Eric Furness and the Blues lead by 2. throw from the outfield was cut off by Farr. Really close play at the plate on Ardois, who went first all the way home. Just able to slide in under the tag, and Eric Furness, first AB with the Blues, brings home 2. And 3 straight base runners for San Luis Obispo with 2 down. And that's going to bring him Kosei Suzuki, the number 6 batter. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Kosei entered yesterday in the 8th inning. I should say he hit for the first time, came in as a defensive substitution. But he's behind in the count as Rarick delivers an 0-1 pitch. Suzuki sees a cutter that's down in the dirt and goes into the backstop. Advancing down to second is Furness on the wild pitch. The ball's in the dirt, and a very deep backstop here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Probably 15 paces from the plate into the backstop. Any ball that gets past an easy 90 feet for any runner. Just like that, Furness in the scoring position, 2 down, and Suzuki was brought home 8 runs this season at a 1-1 count. With 2 runs in, Blues on top. Here's a 1-1 pitch. High fastball and a check swing. Was ball 2. Suzuki takes a moment and digs back in from the right-hand batter's box. The Blues are pushed into, coming with 2 out in the inning. Look to second from Rarick. 2-1 pitch home. Suzuki rolls it left side. It's through for a base hit. Back-to-back singles, and from second base, Furness will score the 3rd run of the inning. 3-0. The SLO lead. Four straight base runners for the SLO Blues. Just got through the hole between Farr and Mumon, the shortstop and third baseman. And that's now going to bring up the lone, I should say the catcher in the lineup today. Cam Andrews to hit from the right side. 3 runs in the opening inning for San Luis Obispo, as they're trying to salvage the final game against the Stars this season. Already lost the season series and trying to make amends after the 2-5 loss yesterday, handed to them by Nick Abraham and Steele Leaves, who picked up the save late in the ball game. Man at first, 2 down. The first pitch is going to be a cutter down to Cam Andrews, ball 1. American's 5th start this season. Fires home a 1-0 pitch. Swing to miss on the fastball, 1-1. 3-0 Blues lead. Just in the bottom of the first inning. 3 hits now and 2 walks for the SLO Blues, as Andrews hitting at the 7th spot at a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Rarick. Fastball, swing to miss for strike 2. Andrews entering today hitting .259. The Santa Barbara Foresters will have to go to work. Now trailing by 3. Rarick looking to get out of this inning with 2 down and a man at first. 1-2 pitch is fouled off behind home plate, just to the right of the press box. First pitch really fouled off by any batter in this game. It remains 1-2. Rarick working from the first base side of the hill. Re-engages. Andrews digs back in. Took a moment to collect himself. Man at first, 2 down, 1-2 pitch. Curveball is away. 2-2. Haven't seen the curveball too much from Rarick so far. Missed on that occasion. Away to the right-handed batter. And Suzuki, in case you're wondering, has a small lead at first base. Only 1 stolen base this season. And right now, Rarick looking to end this inning. 2-2 pitch. Fastball is high. Full count. I feel this is a pretty big pitch coming up for Rarick. And coming to this outing, Give up a single. Your catcher throws him out at second, 2 down. 2 walks, then 2 base hits. It's a 3-0 Blues lead in the opening inning. Needing to end it right here. With 2 down, here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off on top of the screen and it ricochets into the grass berm surrounding the stadium here at Sinsheimer Park. It remains full. So Andrews stays alive. And the crowds have filled in. Grass berm not too full, but the stadium seating 5 rows deep here at Sinsheimer Park. Pretty much full. And Rarick, the starting right-hander from North Dakota. Another 3-2 pitch to Andrews is down on a cutter. The 3rd walk of the inning for SLO. Suzuki down to second. Andrews is aboard, and here comes Bill Pintard out of the third base dugout. A slow stroll for the manager. Keeping the bill of his hat down, protecting from the sun. And Rarick has tossed 35 pitches in this inning. Just trying to settle down the starting pitcher. Now you start to see some movement for Santa Barbara. Looks like Tag Andrews starting to loosen up now. And you look at the pitching situation today. Jaden Barfield, who worked yesterday, was listed as available, the lone left-hander. Toomis, O'Neill, Fino, Andrews. Likely candidates that would come out early, and it is now Tag, the right-hander, warming for Santa Barbara. Jason Wutch, watching him behind him, standing behind him, pitching coach for Santa Barbara. Conference complete. Pintard was talking with the battery and the infield. So 3 hits, 3 walks for the Blues in this opening inning. 3-0 the score. After Logan Groff, the slow starter, retired the first 3 he faced. The batter is now Cade O'Hara, the shortstop today. And one of the bigger changes in this lineup for the Blues. O'Hara, the shortstop, batting 8th for Dean Traynor and the Blues. Here's the pitch. Fastball is down and a nice pick by Chamberlain. Ball 1. At second now is Suzuki. Andrews is at first. 3-0 Blues in the opening inning. Rarick on the right-hand side of the hill. 1-0 pitch. Fastball clips the outside corner. 1-1. The damage in this inning. Eric Furness in his first game brought home 2. Kosei Suzuki, who was at second, brought home Furness for the 3 runs on the scoreboard. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to O'Hara. Is a cutter down, and nice cover from Chamberlain. He had to ditch the mask. It was knocked down. The runners kept at bay, but it is ball 2. And Andrews continuing to toss down the left field bullpen for Santa Barbara. Wind's blowing out towards left center. And now Rarick, a 2-1 delivery to O'Hara. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. 2-2. And O'Hara this season hitting under 100 and on-base percentage of just 139. And so Dean Traynor in the shortstop position after yesterday. Diego Murillo, who's the second baseman today, batting next in the 9 spot. But the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the cutter, strikes him out. But San Luis Obispo has put up 3 runs in the opening inning and threw 1. 3-0 Blues lead over the Sturs.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569 Design 1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the second inning, and the SLO Blues have a 3-0 lead over the Santa Barbara Foresters. Coming up will be Brenton Clark, Cole Chamberlain, Xavier Esker. The middle three scheduled to face Logan Groff for the first time in this ball game. Groff just had to face the minimum, struck out one. But here's Brenton Clark, two lefties and a right-hander, and then if anyone reaches, Sawyer Farr, who can hit from either side, will bat fourth in this inning. The Stars have work to do, trailing by 3 runs. And if anyone's going to get on base, it's going to be this man who now digs in for the first time today, Brenton Clark. Logan Groff, first pitch. Fastball high and in. Corkscrew out of the way was Brenton Clark. Brenton, on-base percentage of .530 this summer. 28 walks on the year. By far leading the Stars. 1-0. Fastball missing away, ball 2. In a familiar spot now for Brenton, ahead and counts. Chamberlain batting next, and then Xavier Esker. 3-run Blues lead, top of the second inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses away at belt height, ball 3. Groff did fall behind Terrence Kill 3-0. Ended up retiring TK on a fly out into left. A little bit of a longer wait for the starting pitcher after the 3 runs in the opening inning for the Blues. But the 3-1 on its way, 3-0 rather, it's in there for a strike for strike 1 of the plate appearance for Brenton. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Groff coming set. Here comes a 3-1 pitch. And the slider's in there for a strike. Full count. So Groff fell behind. Count is now full. Chamberlain will be next. Can Santa Barbara find a leadoff base runner to start the second? They trail 3-0. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Clark. Swinging away down the left field line and slicing foul and out of play. Remains full for Brenton. Brenton stands back in from the left-handed batter's box on a nice evening from San Luis Obispo. Groff, the 3-2 delivery is a slider into left field, falling quickly. Suzuki cannot get the play and goes past him in left field. Made a diving effort to try to make the play, and it just trickled past him, and Clark will stroll into second. That ball was slicing. Suzuki went for the spectacular diving out. Nearly had it. Looked like it was just tickling the outside of the webbing, and then just rolled past him probably 10 paces and didn't go very far. He was able to take off a lot of the speed on that ball, which wasn't hit very hard, and Clark able to cruise into second base. And well done from Brenton. Leadoff double for Santa Barbara. That's going to bring up now Cole Chamberlain. Chamberlain, who had the day off yesterday on nice rest after the 2 days off for the Stars on Monday and Tuesday, stands in for the first time this ball game. Here's the pitch. Slider is going to miss upstairs, and a check swing from Chamberlain for ball 1. Chamberlain hitting .293 entering this plate appearance today. On base percentage of .461. Clark at second, nobody out. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Off speed, missing upstairs for ball 2. The Blues lead 3-0 after 3 walks and 3 hits. 8 batters came around in the opening inning to push in 3. Santa Barbara have their leadoff man at second. And a favorable count for Chamberlain. Groff falls behind for the second straight batter. Here comes the pitch. Lifted into center field. E.J. Royal will comfortably slide over and back. At second base, Brenton Clark's going to tag up, trying to get to third, and he will. No throw as it was cut off by O'Hara, the shortstop, so a productive out from Cole Chamberlain. The fly out into left advances Brenton to third. With only just a single out, and that's going to bring up Xavier Esker, and a good chance for Santa Barbara to plate their first run of this ball game. So Esker to bat from the right side. This time's called for the first baseman, Sebastian Lopez. Looks like something might have blown into the eye. And he's grabbing his face near his eyes. And when you look at this infield at Sunsheimer Stadium, pretty dusty. When you see a player slide into a base, a bit of a plume of dirt kicks up. But the first baseman is okay, and with 1 out, man at third base, 3-run lead for the Blues. Infield now playing in for SLO, trying to cut down the play at the plate. Brenton Clark's got some good speed, so Xavier Esker now see the first pitch. It's a slider. He went around. Strike 1. Esker, notably yesterday, picked up his first hit of the summer. Now playing in his 3rd game with the Sturs, a 3-run home run into left. Can he bring home his 4th runner this season? Here's an 0-1. The slider's just tapped on the third baseline for strike 2. After Esker will be Sawyer Farr. But remember, the infield is playing in. The deepest infielder is currently the third baseman, playing halfway in the infield dirt against the right-handed batter, Esker. Man at third, 1 out, 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, chasing the high fastball. And a huge second out for the Blues. 2 down in the second. Second K of the day for Logan Groff. And that's going to bring up Sawyer Farr to hit from the left side as the switch hitter. Brenton Clark had a leadoff double, and the infield is now playing back at double play depth. Actually, the 2 middle infielders playing right at the outfield grass, right where it starts. Here's the first pitch. Slider for a strike, 0-1. Sawyer Farr entering today, hitting .244, batting 7th today. We've seen him shifted up and down the line throughout this season. Yesterday was batting in the 5 spot. 0-2 down and a man at third. Sturs trail by 3. Here's an 0-1. Fastball's foul back directly behind the plate, halfway up the screen for strike 2. Sawyer has brought home 16 runs this season. One of the best in that department for Santa Barbara. Him and Easton Ruley. Some of the best RBI numbers on the team. But with 2 strikes, an 0-2 pitch. Changeup just misses away. Did not miss by much from Logan Groff. Fantastic take from Sawyer, 1-2. And if Groff can get out of this, giving up the leadoff double to Clark, it's already a 3-run lead for the Blues. With 2 down, here comes a 1-2 pitch. And it's fouled back directly on top of the third base dugout by Sawyer. Remains 1-2. Should Sawyer get on base, Zane Becker would be next for Santa Barbara. And Zane serving as the DH today. Man at third, 2 out. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. It looked like he went around. Yes, he did. Could not lay off with the high fastball. And Brenton Clark will be stranded at third base. Had a leadoff double, but the next 3 retired by Logan Groff. And through 1.5. Blues by 3 over the Sturs.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
On to the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 Blues lead as 9-1 and 2 will be scheduled for the home team. Drew Rarick did the first inning, had 40 pitches, and he remains on the hill, looking to settle in, has the trust from his skipper, Bill Pintard. And really throughout this season and throughout any season, now you bounce back, tough outing, tough inning. The mental toughness, Rarick. His warm-up pitch is completed for this inning. Diego Murillo will lead off for the Blues, then Royal, and then Sebastian Lopez. Just a reminder on the defense today for the Sturs, Mumon's at third, Farr at short, Xavier Eskers at second, Caden Miller at first, Cole Chamberlain does the catching, Mick Paul is in left, Terrence Kill in center, Brenton Clark out in right. Shadows getting a little bit longer from the first base side, inching their way onto the infield with the pine trees and stadium lights to our right. The sun sets behind the first base dugout here at Sinsheimer Stadium. So here comes the first pitch to Murillo. Is a fastball, will miss upstairs on a check swing. Ball one. Working from the first base side of the hill, Rarick, glove to the mouth. 1-0 pitch to Murillo. Cutter is hit and into left field. It is a base hit to start off the second. Wide turn from Murillo at first base, but it's picked up by Mick Paul in left and thrown into the infield in a lead-off single for the Blues. Rarick went to the cutter, and that pull side for Murillo. Base hit into left. That is already the fourth hit of the ball game for SLO. And the lineup's going to turn over for E.J. Royal, who had a leadoff single to start the game in the center. 3-0 Blues lead. Leadoff man is aboard. Here comes the first pitch. It is going to get over the head of Chamberlain and down to second base is Murillo, the high fastball. Well high, and Murillo a free 90 feet on a wild pitch. Chamberlain tried to spring up behind the plate, the catcher, but that ball was high and in. And Murillo, after a leadoff single, now to second. And Royal, who was caught stealing in the opening inning after a great throw from Chamberlain, at a 1-0 count. Rarick looks to second, fires home a 1-0 pitch. There's a cutter chopped to right side. Miller won't be able to field it as it is foul outside of first base, a bouncer, which ends up halfway down the right field line in foul territory for strike one. It's Royal right now, then Lopez is on deck in a 3-run first inning for the Blues. They're looking to tack on more. And Tag Andrews is still throwing for Santa Barbara in their pen. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Fastball's upstairs, 2-1. And Murillo is one of the better runners on this team, and the SLO Blues not as aggressive on the bases as the Santa Barbara Foresters. You have really three men that are called on by Dean Trainer that consistently run. Murillo, who's now at second, has a decent amount attempted stolen bases at 6. Royal is at 10. He's at the plate. Sam Ardois, 8 attempted stolen bases, who will bat in 2 batters' time. But right now, nobody out, man at second. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Royal. It's going to be a cutter down, ball 3. And Drew Rarick, in his 5th start this season, falling behind to E.J. Royal. Final game of the season, the final road game of the year for the Santa Barbara Foresters as well. Here comes a 3-1 pitch to Royal. Cutter's going to miss inside. Ball 4, and the first 2 men to reach base in the second inning for the Blues. And here comes Bill Pintard out of the third base dugout. And Tag Andrews, who has been warming up, will be coming out of the bullpen. The entire infield will converge along with the manager. And the Santa Barbara Foresters are currently trailed by 3. And Drew Rarick talking with his manager. We did see Andrews make a move from he was throwing and then walk towards the dugout. And Bill Pintard makes the signal there will be a pitching change. Rarick will go 1+. And Tag Andrews will inherit 2 runners. Nobody out. Blues on top of the Sturs by 3 in the second.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Tag Andrews now into the ball game for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Drew Rarick will go 1+. 4 hits, responsible for the 2 runners aboard. He walked 4 and struck out 2. As it is a 3-0 Blues lead, so enter Tag Andrews. First man he will face will be Sebastian Lopez, the number 2 batter for the SLO Blues. Last time we saw Tag was 4 or 5 days ago. Down in Arroyo Seco, he came in relief for A.J. Crodell. It went 2 1/3, no hits, no runs, walked 2 and struck out 4. Nice appearance for Tag last time out. So the right-hander now on the bump. He's going to face the right-handed bat of Lopez. 2 on, nobody out. Comes the first pitch. Fastball is going to find the strike zone. A high strike, 0-1. Lopez went down looking in the opening inning. Gets some instruction from the third base coach. Do they sacrifice here with nobody out, 2 on? Took on the first pitch. Here's 0-1. Squares around this time. Can't lay down the bunt on a slider. But he pulled it back. And Cole Chamberlain saying, was there a swing? He pulled it back just in time, so it was away for ball 1. Big take from Lopez. Looked like initially he was going to fall behind 0-2 on the attempted bunt. But it is now 1-1. Murillo at second, Royal at first. Bottom of the second inning, Blues lead by 3. Here comes a 1-1, scoring around to bunt again, but pulling it back with the fastball missing down for ball 2. And with Rarick going 1+, starting the carousel now out of the bullpen for the Sturs. Tag Andrews first man out, and a lot of arms are available today. Pitching staff much more rested now after the 2 days break. Here's a 2-1. The bunt is back to the hill. Andrews is going to be called off by Chamberlain, and the catcher will fire to first. Just barely got the throw there in time. Great back-end speed by Lopez, but the sacrifice complete. 2-3 on the putout. But 2 now in the scoring position. Murillo to third. E.J. Royal to second. Now 1 down in the bottom of 2. That's going to bring up now the DH, Zach Tollerman. And exactly the man you want at the plate if you're the SLO Blues. Tollerman has brought home 11 runs this season. An average of .367, slugging .612. The infield playing in now for the Sturs. Here's the first pitch. Slider away. Ball 1. Rio at third, Royal at second, with Andrews being thrown into the fire, inheriting 2 runners, nobody out. Blues sacrifice. Here's a 1-0 now. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 1-1. Tollerman currently at the plate. Sam Ardois standing on deck. Both men worked walks against Rarick in the opening inning. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Slider is lifted into right. Adjusting is Brenton Clark. Will make the squeeze out in right field. Tagging up is Murillo. The throw will go to third base. Hits the cutoff man, but it's a sacrifice fly. And is now a 4-0 Blues lead. So now 2 down. Murillo plates the 4th run of the ball game for SLO. Royal does advance to third base. That throw went to Sawyer Farr, the cutoff man. The ball was pretty deep in or right. Comfortable play for Brenton Clark to make the squeeze, but a run in, 2 down, and a man still at third base for Sam Ardois. Another right-handed batter to face Tag Andrews. The run will be charged to Drew Rarick. And Andrews trying to limit the damage to just 1 run. Here's the first pitch. It's a slider on the outside edge. Strike 1. And in the third inning, the Sturs will have Zane Becker, Caden Miller, and Mick Paul, 8-9-1 scheduled. Sturs now trail by 4. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball is high in the strike zone for strike 2. Located well by Tag. No balls, 2 strikes. But with 1 run in, 2 down, still a man at third base. Andrews looks to end it right here. 0-2 pitch. Fastball's away. Ball 1, and the runner at third, E.J. Royal. Probably a third of the way down that third baseline. No concerns for Easton Moomaw playing at double play depth. Looking for any ground ball. But now a 1-2 pitch. Sliders in there. Cold. Strike 3. And Tag Andrews will retire Ardois and limits the damage to just a single run. Well done by Andrews. And through 2, the SLO Blues now lead 4-0 over the Foresters. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just 1 stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Now on to the 3rd inning from Sinsheimer Stadium in San Luis Obispo, California. It is a 4-0 Blues lead. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Zane Becker will come to the plate for the first time today. Zane batting out of the 8th spot. the DH for Bill Pintard. So it's Becker, Miller, Paul to face Logan Groff in the third. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be slider missing just away for ball one. Becker yesterday went 1 for 3 with the walk against the Blues. One thing Becker's done so well since coming to Santa Barbara, getting on base. Here's a 1-0. Fastball's missing inside. Nearly hit his left elbow for ball two. On base percentage so far for Zane, .500. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Groff. Fastball is flared up right side, it's falling quickly into shallow right field, but going back is the first baseman. Lopez will make the squeeze, probably about 10 paces in a shallow right field. Good read by the first baseman. One down in the top of the third. There's only been one base runner today for Santa Barbara. It was a leadoff double by Brenton Clark to start the second. Now it's going to bring up Caden Miller to hit from the left side against the starting right-hander, Groff. 4-0 Blues lead. Bases clear, one away. Away half of the third inning. Comes the first pitch. Fastball swinging into right field. Hit pretty well, but over his finesse into the gap and just able to make the squeeze. 2 down. Hard hit by Caden Miller, but a great jump by Eric Furness in his first game for the Blues. Read that ball well into right center field. Tracked it down a few paces in front of the warning track. With a second out in the third inning. 5 straight now retired by Logan Groff, who has his first appearance of the summer for the SLO Blues, a starting right-hander. And if you've been following the Foresters for at least last season, Groff, a familiar name, pitched for the Blues last season, but making his debut this year here tonight. Here's the first pitch, back to the top of the order. It's fouled back by Mick Paul, halfway up the screen directly behind the plate for strike one. Paul 0 for 1, ground out to the first baseman. Mick, after yesterday in his first game with Santa Barbara, batted 6th. Got aboard twice. Batting in the leadoff spot today for Bill Pintard, shuffling up the lineup. Here's an 0-1. Squared around to bunt. Going to pull it back with a fastball for a strike. And just like that, Paul falls behind 0-2. With the bases clear, 2 out, top of the third. Blues lead 4-0. Paul will take a moment. Another man to hit from the left side. Stands back in. And Groff fires home. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Got him on the slider in a very quick 1-2-3 third. And 6 straight now retired by the SLO starter. And through 2.5, the Blues still on top 4-0 over the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
We're in the bottom of the third inning. The home team, the Blues, lead 4-0 over the Sturs. Furness, Suzuki, Andrews, 5, 6, and 7 scheduled. Here comes the first pitch. It's missing inside from Tag Andrews, a high fastball. 1-0 to the leadoff man. Joining us late, Eric Furness in his first game. 2-run single to put the Blues on top early. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Fastball is going to miss down, ball 2. Andrews entered in relief in the last inning for the first two men reaching base against Drew Rarick. Here comes the next pitch. Fastball's on the inside edge for strike 1. So it's 2-1 for the leadoff man in the bottom of the third inning. Andrews working quick. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Suzuki next, and then Andrews. And Tag already ready to throw the next pitch. Batter stands back in. Here comes the 2-2 from Tag. On its way, it's down in the dirt on a slider. Full count. Santa Barbara playing in their final road game of the regular season. Of course, they'll be off to Wichita. That's going to be right around the corner. But now the 3-2 to the leadoff man. Slider is missing upstairs, just barely. It'll be a leadoff walk for Ness. 2-run single and now a base and a walk, rather, to start off the third inning. For the third straight inning, leadoff man is aboard for the Blues. That's going to bring up Kosei Suzuki, who we saw yesterday pinch hit. He already has an RBI single today, which was into left. The right-handed batter to face Tag Andrews for the first time today. Here's the pitch. Fastball is a high strike, 0-1. And there's this one pine tree just behind the first base dugout, extending all the way onto the hill. The mound really all in shadows now. Here's an 0-1. It's a slider just tapped down and hit Cole Chamberlain in the low stomach, thigh area. And home plate umpire gives him a moment. Suzuki pats him on the back. Nice gesture from the batter. With one on, nobody out. 4-0 Blues lead, bottom of the third. The umpire now back behind Cole Chamberlain. It is a 0-2 count for Kosei Suzuki. Andrews, the 0-2 pitch, misses upstairs. Ball 1. Looked like the slider that just didn't work its way down for ball 1. After Suzuki, Cam Andrews, and then Kate O'Hara with one on, nobody out. Here's a 1-2 pitch just off the end of the bat. It was a fastball tapped behind home plate, and Suzuki is able to stay alive. The Santa Barbara Foresters won the season series yesterday, leading 4-2, playing their 7th game of the season against the Blues. Now the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, just actually tapping it foul. Is Suzuki, the runner, was taking off. Looked like maybe Chamberlain was able to grab it, but just trundled down to the right of him. Suzuki just able to get a piece to stay alive. He's now fouled off 2 straight on a 2-strike count. Will the runner take off again? Here's a 1-2 pitch. A high fly ball into left, having to adjust as Mick Paul moves over to the chalk line out and left. Has enough room, makes the squeeze, and the runner will have to retreat back to first base. And Suzuki will fly out into left. We're the first out in the bottom of the third. The Blues still on top, 4-0 over the Sturs. So a big first out for Tag Andrews and company. That's going to bring up Cam Andrews. First time up today, worked a walk against Rarick. Furness is at first, now one away. Infield at double play depth. The third baseman, Mumon, playing in a little bit. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. It's a strike. It's a great throw from Chamberlain again. And they got him at second. Furness caught stealing 2 down in the third. And the second time, Cole Chamberlain has thrown out a man at second base. Fantastic work from Cole. 2 down in the third. Base is now clear, 2 down. It was a strike on Andrews. Here's the pitch. Fastball is down the other batter's box, 1-1. Chamberlain threw out E.J. Royal after his leadoff single in the opening inning and just gunned down Furness. Now the 1-1 pitch is away on a fastball to Andrews. 2-1. In the fourth inning, Kill, Mumon, and Clark will be scheduled. Santa Barbara trying to get some offense rolling. Here's a 2-1. Is a slider down. 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm going to tag Andrews in this game. We alluded to it when we saw Andrews warming up in the last inning. Good amount of arms available here today for Santa Barbara. Oh, with 2 out and the base is clear. 3-1 pitch is going to miss upstairs on a fastball. And a 2-out walk to Cam Andrews against Tag Andrews. So the catcher for the Blues aboard via base on balls. And the Santa Barbara reliever Tag now face Cade O'Hara for the first time, the number 8 batter for the Blues as they lead 4-0. But now with 2 out, here's the pitch. It's a slider. It's a good one. Strike 1. Andrews, Cam Andrews now at first. 2 down. Here's an 0-1. That's going to miss upstairs from Tag. Ball 1. Cade O'Hara struck out against Drew Rarick, was the final out in the opening inning. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Strike 2. Andrews continuing to work with that quick tempo. Working from the right-hand side of the hill. 2 down. Here comes a 1-2 delivery. Slider swing and a miss. First strikeout of the day for Tag Andrews. Works around 2 walks. Some good defense from Cole Chamberlain. And through 3. The Blues on top of the Sturs 4-0 from San Luis Obispo.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Into the 4th inning, Sinsheimer Stadium in San Luis Obispo, California. The home team, the Blues, lead 4-0 over the Santa Barbara Foresters in their 7th and final meeting of the year between the two clubs. Coming in the plate will be Terrence Kill. Kill, Mumon, Clark, 2, 3, and 4, to face Logan Groff for the 2nd time. Groff is now retired 6 straight. Only 1 man has reached base against him, which was Brenton Clark, who led off with a double in the 2nd. Here comes the first pitch to TK. The fastball will miss upstairs. Ball 1. Santa Barbara Foresters still atop the CCL South Division. 18-7, game-and-a-half lead over the Conejo Oaks. The regular year coming to a close quickly. Here's a 1-0 and just tapped down right in front of the catcher and off of his legs. TK taps him as well on the back saying, "My bad." It's 1-1. You look at the surroundings here at Sinsheimer Stadium. A lot of trees, a warehouse building that looks like it houses school bus parts with a number of school buses parked well beyond the left field fence. Nice rolling hills beyond the right field fence, which will slowly start to dim as we're approaching 7 o'clock, 7:15 local time. Sunset a little over an hour away. Here's a 1-1. Is a slider for a strike on TK, 1-2. The official sunset here in SLO, 8:19 local time. The shadows are getting longer. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to Terrence Kill. Check swing on a slider. He was able to lay off of it. Kept the barrel back. The body went. It's 2-2. 4-0 Blues lead. And in the third, the first time they hadn't put up a run in this ball game. Tyke Andrews did well to work around a leadoff walk, courtesy of some good defense by Cole Chamberlain. Now the 2-2 pitch is fouled back just to the right of the press box over the screen, and she ricochets off the press box into the grass berm and smothered by a couple of young Blues fans trying to collect that foul ball. And the grass berm has filled in a good amount now. But the 2-2 pitch, Kill will strike out on a slider. 7 straight now retired by Logan Groff. 1 down in the top of the 4th. It's the 5th strikeout of the day for the slow starter, and his debut for the summer, 2nd year with the Blues. And that's going to bring up Easton Mumau. Easton struck out looking on a borderline call in the opening inning. Here comes the first pitch. Easton will see a fastball away. Ball 1. We're talking now, this is the final road game of the year for Santa Barbara. On the calendar, slated to leave for Wichita on the 22nd, 2 Tuesdays from now. Here comes a 1-0. Fastball is lined and straight to the shortstop. O'Hare just had to take 1 step to his left to collect the line out, and Mumau is retired for the 2nd out in the 4th. And that's going to bring up the man who's the lone man to reach base today via a hit, Brenton Clark. A flare single into left that got past the diving Kosei Suzuki to give Brenton 2 bases. To lead off the 2nd inning, he was stranded at 3rd base. Here comes the first pitch. Brenton swinging away, fouls off down the left field line. Strike 1. And Clark, another man hit from the left side, and we see it time and time again throughout this season, how good he does going the other way. Balls into left field, the bread and butter for Clark. But with 2 out and the base is clear, here is the 0-1 pitch. Change up away, 1-1. Blues lead 4-0 in the top of the 4th. And one thing that makes Clark so good, just the discipline at the plate. Doesn't chase bad pitches. Here comes a 1-1. Fastball is located low in the zone for strike 2. Clark tightens the batting gloves. Digs back in from the left side. 2 down and the base is clear. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Logan Groff. Fastball's upstairs, tried to be dragged down by Cam Andrews, the catcher. No avail. It is 2-2. Should Brenton reach, Colt Chamberlain will be next. The Stars in a 4-run deficit. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Here's the delivery, and into left field. It's falling, and it will fall for a base hit. Brenton Clark now 2 for 2. Both hits in the left field, and he is aboard with a 2-out single in the 4th. Really a similar shape off the barrel for Brenton. Just kind of a looping ball, and this time Kosei Suzuki didn't have a play at that ball and didn't make a diving effort to try to get it. That's how Clark advanced to 2nd, first time up. But Brenton is aboard for the 2nd time, and here is Cole Chamberlain. Stars down by 4, and 2-out base runner. Here's the pitch. Chamberlain sees a fastball in, ball 1. Chamberlain has a fly out to center. Chamberlain batting from the left side. The 3rd straight lefty that Groff is facing in this inning. 1 on, 2 out. We see Clark take off. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Change up away. Ball 2. Clark has 7 stolen bases, 12 attempts. And you look at the lineup today, 3 men that really jump out in the running game. Terrence Kill, Clark, and Sawyer Farr. Farr today is batting 7th. Right now we're on the number 5 batter. Here's a 2-0 pitch, lined into center field. Hard hit, long run for Royal, but that ball is at the wall and bouncing off the wall. Brenton Clark from first is coming all the way home. The ball hits the cutoff man, and down to second goes Cole Chamberlain, and the Sturs have their first run of the ball game. Cole Chamberlain, RBI double into left center field, scores Brenton Clark with ease from first. He comes all the way home. It is now a 4-1 ball game in the 4th. And that ball bounced right in front of the warning track. It's kind of hard to see with the sun kind of setting, but it bounces off the wall, and here comes Dean Traynor now out of the first base dugout, the manager for the Blues. But Cole Chamberlain, another double in the left center field. We have seen this time and time again, notably when the Sturs were able to win against Arroyo Seco in 12 innings. Cole Chamberlain down to his final strike. A 2-run double in that very spot in the ballpark in the left center. And we've just seen it time and time again. And even we were talking to Bill Pintard in the pregame show yesterday saying how good Cole Chamberlain has been in these situations when he's had base runners, even man's just at first, especially in late game situations. Granted, we're just in the 4th right now, but with Santa Barbara trailing by 4 runs, you just bring home the first run of the game, and Chamberlain seeing the ball well, and that left center field gap he has been loving. By the way, that is his 17th RBI of the season. And that run bat in brought to us by our friends at Gold's Gym. Gold's has 3 locations in Santa Barbara where the Forsters train for victory. Gold's Gym. So back-to-back hits given up by Logan Groff. The conference now complete. The manager for the Blues back in the first base dugout. A run in, a man at second, and the batter is now Xavier Esker to hit from the right side. Here comes the first pitch now to Esker. There's going to be a slider in the dirt. Good cover by Cam Andrews, closing the garage doors, keeping the ball in front of him. Ball 1. Esker struck out swinging against Groff in his first look. Infield at double play depth against the right-handed batter of Esker. Comes a 1-0 pitch. Slider is located for a strike. 1-1. Chamberlain second. 1 run in. 4-1 Blues lead in the top of the 4th. Here comes a 1-1 pitch from Groff. Longer hold now on the hill. Will finally fire home. Is a slider on the ground left side and scooped up by the third baseman Ardois. Long throw. It's a little bit wide, but out at first base. Good play from Ardois. Ball was hard hit. Scoops it up just in front of the hole to retire Esker. And Chamberlain is stranded. But Cole brings home the first run of the day, and through 3.5, it is a 4-1 Blues lead.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the fourth, after the Sturs just put up their first run of the ball game, courtesy of Chamberlain and Brenton Clark, collecting hits with 2 out in the inning. It's going to bring up Diego Murillo, E.J. Royal, Sebastian Lopez, the 9-1 and 2 batters for the SLO Blues as they lead by 3. Tag Andrews remains on the hill. Joining us late, Drew Rarick. The starter went 1+. Tag Andrews took over in the second inning. First pitch now is a fastball missing upstairs, ball 1. Andrews has recorded 6 outs so far. The only base runners against him were 2 walks. Next pitch upstairs for ball 2. The Diego Murillo, the number 9 batter, who already has a hit today. Base hit, which started off the second inning into left. Came around to score. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, got all knotted up. Chasing low for strike 1. Tag's been working quick. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Slider is over his head, nearly took his head off. He kind of had to squat underneath it on the follow-through, and it is a lead-off single for the Blues. And Diego Murillo out of the 9 spot is now 2 for 2. And for the 4th straight inning, the leadoff man is aboard for the SLO Blues. There's a leadoff single in the center in the opening inning. Murillo, who had a leadoff single in the second. Burness had a leadoff walk in the last, and Murillo out of the 9 spot produces again. The leadoff man is aboard for the Blues. Bring around the top of the order, E.J. Royal. Here comes the pitch. There's going to be a slider low-key on the inner half for a strike. You see a man up now for Santa Barbara in their bullpen. Here's the next pitch. Check swing, but he went around, couldn't lay off the slider, and Tag quickly ahead 0-2. Tyler Fino is currently standing in the bullpen. He is hot today. Man on, nobody out. 0-2 pitch. Up the middle. It's a base hit right over the second base bag, and back-to-back knocks now given up by Tag Andrews. It is now first and second, nobody out for the Blues. And E.J. Royal just collected his second hit into center field to go along with a walk. And now a big opportunity for the Blues. Andrews is going to have to shut it down. First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th, Blues leading 4-1. Here comes now the first pitch to Sebastian Lopez as Andrews will step off. The corners playing in. Miller is at first. Muma at third. Middle infielders at double play depth. Here comes now the first pitch to Lopez. Fastball is down, but a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Lopez has gone 0 for 1 to strike out. Then laid down a sacrifice on a 2-3 ground out. I should say the put out by Chamberlain to Miller when he sacrificed in the second. Andrews is going to step off. Will he try to sacrifice here? He took a strike on the first pitch, as he actually did in the second. Went down 0-1, then laid down the bunt, or attempted to lay it down. Corners playing in. Squares around. The 0-1 is tapped foul down the first base line, so that is strike 2. And if we recall back to the second, he was able to pull it back on a slider that missed away from Tag Andrews, and this is actually the first man that Andrews faced entering in relief for Drew Rarick back in the second. But with 2 strikes, man at first, man at second, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Slider is lifted over the first base dugout onto the grass berm, all the way on the top edge of the berm. And Lopez stays alive. Now tossing for Santa Barbara is Ethan O'Neill, getting hot. Here's an 0-2. Swing and a miss on the slider, and a big first out in the 4th inning. Lopez goes down swinging. 1 away, the bottom of the 4th. That is the 3rd strikeout of the day for Tag Andrews. 4th by Santa Barbara pitching. Murillo at second, Royal at first. It is a 4-1 Blues lead. That's going to bring up one of the most dangerous bats in the lineup, Zach Tollerman. Entering today, slugging .612. Here's the pitch. Slider's going to miss down. Ball 1. So Ethan O'Neill now tossing for Santa Barbara with Andrews and that punch out going 2 1/3 so far. Trying to work around back-to-back singles. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Is located for strike 1. Fastball that time from Tag. 1-1. And the Stars just put up their first run of the ball game. It's going to be a big ask, but not allow a run to come back to make it a 4-run advantage. Here's a 1-1 slider into center field, slicing. It is a base hit from second. Murillo is going to be held up, but he blew the stop sign. Play at the plate. No play at the plate. And coming around from second is Murillo. It's an RBI single by Zach Tollerman. And the lead back to 4 for the Blues 5-1 ball game. And the third base coach put up his hand and blowing right past it was Diego Murillo to plate his second run of the day. 5-1 Blues on top. And the third hit into center field in this inning for SLO. That's going to bring him now Sam Ardois. So it remains first and second, 1 away, and now a run in. Here comes the pitch from Andrews. Slider is lifted into center field. TK will just have to adjust a few paces back. Makes the squeeze. The runner at second is going to tag up, advancing to third, and both runners will advance. So it is a productive second now for Ardois. 2 now into scoring position. Royal down to third. Tollerman just had the RBI single down to second on the fly out by Ardois. So a 2 out, a run in is a 5-1 Blues lead, bottom of 4. Here's Eric Furness in a massive debut game for the Blues. 2-run single and a run scored in the opening inning and a walk to his ledger. As his second look at Andrews. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Andrews looking to limit the damage. Give up 2 singles to start the inning, but do not allow any more runs to come in. Keep it a 4-run game. 1-0 pitch. Fastball's away. Check swing. Chamberlain asked for appeal down to first base. He went around. 1-1. So a ball and 1 strike. Second and third, 2 down. Big spot here for Andrews, looking to keep it a 4-run game. 1-1 pitch is a slider. Drops in nicely for strike 2. Andrews ahead as Eric Furness takes a moment. Batting from the right side, digs back in. With 2 down, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is down the dirt, and a good pick. Bit of a plume of dust in the other batter's box. As that ball was down in the dirt, keeping the runners at bay and saving a run. A very deep backstop here. Sinsheimer Park. Wind's blowing out towards left center. Andrews deals 2-2 pitch. It's just foul off the top of the bat. Fouled back behind the plate by Furness. He stays alive. You have to figure with Andrews coming in the second, recording all the outs. Ethan O'Neill warming up. Tag wants to finish off this inning right here. 2-2 to Furness is just away on the slider. Really good take from number 5 batter for the Blues. Full count. First base is open. But with 2 down, runners at second and third. 5-1 Blues lead. 3-2 pitch is called strike 3. Furness thought he had first base. And a high strike by Tag Andrews to get Furness looking, and a massive punch out from Tag to limit the damage to only 1 run after giving up back-to-back singles to start the 4th. And through 4 innings, the Blues on top 5-1 over the Foresters.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the fifth inning, and this fifth inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has a couple locations in Santa Barbara and a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. Santa Barbara will have the bottom three, Farr, Becker, and Miller schedule with a new arm now in the ballgame, Omar Reynoso, the southpaw to take over. Here comes the first pitch now to Sawyer. Swinging away on the first pitch, fouls off the first base, on top of the first base dugout. Strike one. So Farr will hit from the right side as a switch hitter with Reynoso. First lefty we'll see. There's a good number of left-handed pitchers in the SLO Blue staff. Won't be surprised to see a couple more throughout today. Here comes an 0-1 pitch now to Sawyer Farr. Fouls it back halfway up the screen directly behind the plate for strike two. And it is a 5-1 Blues lead. Able to tack on one run in the fourth to match Santa Barbara after they just put up their first run in the last inning. So the lead back to 4 for SLO, with the bottom three scheduled for Omar Reynoso. Quickly ahead on the switch hitter, 0-2. And now here comes the pitch. Fastball is lined into center field, long run for Royal, but it will fall for a base hit. And a leadoff single for Sawyer Farr. He reaches for the first time today. So Farr's aboard. And that's going to bring up now Zane Becker. We are in the Finney's fifth inning. 5-1 Blues lead. Becker today has been retired by the first baseman on a little pop-up. But Sawyer, it's a big running threat. But we see him take off in this plate appearance with Zane Becker. And Reynoso immediately checks over to him. Reynoso, as the left-handed pitcher, will keep close watch on Sawyer. Zane Becker serving as the DH today. Chamberlain does the catching. Here's the first pitch now to Zane. Fastball on the outside edge. 0-1. Final road game of the season for Santa Barbara. They'll have 3 games before the All-Star break next week. 0-1 pitch is lifted down the right field line and over the first base dugout, out of play. Strike 2. As we are past 7:30 local time, probably half the surface now, you could say, encompassed by shadows. Most of the infield in shadows with one giant shadow extending all the way to left field. But right now with one on, nobody out, 0-2 the count for Becker. Here's the pitch. Slider just misses away. Ball 1. Becker does hit from the right side. Miller's next, a lefty, and then in the hole, it's Paul. Bats from the left side as well. Man on, nobody out. 0-2 pitch is down on a slider. Good take from Becker. 2-2. Infield the double play depth for Sawyer Farr hasn't had any attempts at even trying to take off. Here's a 2-2 pitch, just fouled down the third baseline. Foul. Becker stays alive, making Omar Reynoso work as first man out of the bullpen, taking over for Logan Groff, who went for 3 hits, 1 run, which was earned. He didn't walk anyone and struck out 5. The starter for the Blues. 5-1 slow lead. 2-2 pitch, slider just tapping it foul. Zane Becker went under the legs of Cam Andrews, the catcher. Becker's now seen 6 pitches. Number 7 is coming up in the plate appearance. Here comes the 2-2. There goes Farr. This is lined and straight to the shortstop. They're going to double him up. Farr just is standing at second, gets tagged in a line-out double play, and Farr was taking off, and that ball hit straight to the shortstop. And Sawyer, when that ball was caught, was standing on second. He didn't go anywhere. He knew his fate. Kate O'Hara slapped the tag on him, as he would have had a tag up after the line-out, and a double play to eliminate the leadoff single. So 2 down. Base is now clear. And that's going to bring up Caden Miller. 5-1 Blues lead. Miller does bat from the left side against the southpaw Reynoso. Here's the pitch, squaring around to bunt. It's just in front of the hill, and going back is Reynoso. He will retire Miller at first base on the attempted bunt. It'll go down 1-3 on the putout. But Farr had a leadoff single, the double play. And Reynoso just has to face the minimum. Through 4.5. Blues still on top by 4. 5-1 the score from Sinsheimer Stadium. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. On to the bottom of the 5th inning, brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, 1 on Lower State Street and 1 in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Tag Andrews remains in this ball game. Took over for Rarick in the 2nd. He's now tossed 54 pitches, gone 3 innings. He will face Suzuki, Andrews, and O'Hara. Here's the first pitch, misses down and away to Suzuki on a slider, ball 1. That is 6, 7, and 8. Is a 5-1 Blues lead over the Sturs. 1-0 pitch, fastball high and away, ball 2. We've seen Ethan O'Neill warming up in the pen as he continues to toss for Santa Barbara, and you have to figure a pretty short leash for Tag Andrews. 2-0 pitch is just off the end of the bat, foul behind home plate into the screen. 2-1. The Blues put up 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Just after Santa Barbara put up 1 in the top of the 4th, the Blues responded with a run of their own to amass their 5-1 lead. 2-1 pitch is a slider chopped on one hop to Easton Muma. Long throw across the diamond to Caden Miller is in time. Kosei Suzuki will be retired, one away in the bottom of the 5th. You have to really applaud Tag Andrews. After Rarick ran into some trouble, only going an inning plus, faced the first 2 batters in the 2nd. Tag was there, he took over, allowed only a single run since taking over. Done very well in relief. Here's the first pitch now, the next batter. Front door is a slider to the right-handed batter of Cam Andrews, who has worked 2 walks today, one of which against Rarick, and the other one against Tag. Here comes the 0-1, as Tag will miss inside it. Cam Andrews, 1-1. Still a pretty stiff breeze blowing out towards left center field. Gusts up to 17 miles an hour today. Here's a 1-1. Fastball swing and a miss, strike 2. Infield playing straight away. All double play depth. Andrews took care of the first man he faced in the 5th inning. It's still a 5-1 Blues lead. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Is called strike 3. Fastball on the outside edge. And Cam Andrews goes down looking. 2 out in the 5th. And Tag Andrews has his 5th K today. So 2 down, bases clear. And Cam Andrews retired for the first time today. That's going to bring around Cade O'Hara. 5-1 Blues lead. And 2 quick outs for Tag Andrews, working well here in this 5th inning. First pitch now to O'Hara. Fastball is on the outside corner, strike 1. And the command in this inning, probably the best of the 4 innings that Andrews has been in. Here comes an 0-1 pitch. Fastball well away, 1-1. Since Andrews has taken over, has given up 2 walks, 3 hits, 1 run. But with 2 out and the bases clear, here comes a 1-1 delivery. Slider front doors it, strike 2. Cade O'Hara struck out twice, one against Rarick, one against Tag Andrews. And Tag coming set, working quick, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Andrews, a very quick 5th inning, faces the minimum. Well done, and through 5. Blues still on top, 5-1 over the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a 3rd-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
On to the 6th inning. Top of the order will be scheduled for the Sturs. Mick Paul, Terrence Kill, Easton Mumam. 5-1 Blues lead. Here comes the first pitch to Mick. It's going to be a fastball missing down as Omar Reynoso back out for a second inning. The reliever took over in the last. Yep, a single induced a double play. And he'll face the top 3 for Santa Barbara with the Sturs trailing by 4 runs. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a fastball missing upstairs. Cam Andrews, the catcher, tried to drag it down, but it is ball 2. So far for Paul, ground out to first and struck out swinging. That's his first look at Omar Reynoso. 4-run deficit for Santa Barbara. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 3 in Reynoso. He's only faced 3 batters so far. Ball's behind 3-0 to Mick Paul. Coming set from the middle of the mound. Here comes a 3-0 delivery to Mick Paul. On its way, fastball misses down. A 4-pitch leadoff walk for Santa Barbara to begin the top of the 6th inning. Paul's aboard for the first time. And that is the 3rd time in this ball game the Sturs have their leadoff man aboard. Actually, when you look back to the last inning for the SLO Blues, the first time that their leadoff man did not get aboard, the 1-2-3 5th inning by Tag Andrews, the first 4, the Blues got their leadoff man aboard. Bit of a conference now on the hill for the SLO infield and the battery. As Reynoso has to work around a leadoff walk, and the batter will be Terrence Kill II. TK a fly out to left and a strikeout swinging. Santa Barbara trailing by 4 runs, top of 6. The final meeting of the season against the SLO Blues. Paul is playing in his second game, does have a stolen base already. Always see him go here at some point. First pitch to Terrence Kills outside of third base. Grounded foul on a breaking ball by Reynoso, 0-1. Kill will bat from the right side, but the next 3 all hit from the left side against the southpaw. So Kill can capitalize. Here's a 0-1. Slider, check swing, but he's going to take strike 2. Borderline call goes in favor of the relief pitcher. Now the entire infield in shadows. Still some outfield lawn in sunshine. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball is down. Good cover from Cam Andrews, the catcher. Runner holds at first. Terrence Kill has to shorten up. First baseman Lopez holds on to Mick Paul. Reynoso looks to first, fires home 1-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Got him on the slider, and TK is retired for the 3rd time in this game. 1 away in the 6th. First strikeout of the day for Reynoso, the 6th by SLO pitching. And that's now going to bring up Easton Mumam. As we just noted, 3 straight left-handed batters for Santa Barbara. We do see Caleb Hoover now standing on deck for Santa Barbara, but the first pitch is going to miss down for ball 1 on a slider. So some changes now being made by Bill Pintard, and Hoover also is a left-handed batter. In the spot for Brenton Clark. Clark's 2 for 2. But a man on, 1 out. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Mumam will foul it off the end of the bat towards the first base on deck circle for strike 1. You'd imagine Hoover coming into first base and Miller going into the outfield. But we'll deal with that when Hoover comes to the plate. Right now it's Mumam at a 1-1 count. Paul remains at first, 1 down, 4-run deficit for the Sturs. Here's the pitch, slider for a strike, 1-2. Again, that slider coming out of the lefty's hand. Mumam hitting from the left side. Starts inside and bends its way into the zone. And here comes the 1-2 pitch to Mumam. Is another slider reaching for it right side. Murillo, the second baseman, charges in, just flips to first base. Really no chance on the slow hit ground ball at turning 2. Muma out at first. Down to second is Paul. And that's going to now bring up Caleb Hoover. And again with the lefty reliever Omar Reynoso. Bill Pintard is going to bring in Caleb Hoover to lift Brenton Clark. And Clark again is 2 for 2. A double, a single, and a run scored. But Paul is at second. It is a 5-1 lead for the Blues. Top of the 6th inning, now the pinch hitter Hoover to hit from the left side against the left-handed reliever Omar Reynoso. Here comes the first pitch, and Hoover will take a slider for a strike, 0-1. And we'll expect Hoover to take over at first and Miller move into the outfield, but what can Hoover do here? Can he bring home the second run of the day for the Sturs? Reynoso looks to second a couple times. 0-1 pitch is another slider, doubling up on it, 0-2. Finding a lot of success with that very pitch. Got ahead on Easton Mumam. And now ahead 0-2 on Hoover. Man at second, 2 down. A long stare at second base, fires home the 0-2 pitch. Slider will miss away this time. Ball 1. Should Caleb reach? Colt Chamberlain stands on deck. Wind still blowing out into left field. 1-2 delivery to Hoover is into left field, but slices out of play down the left field line. She goes out of the entire complex into the parking lot to the left. Remains 1-2. Bottom of the 6th inning, 9-1-2 will be scheduled for the SLO Blues. A lot of production from those spots in the order. Can Santa Barbara find a run? They trail by 4. 1-2 pitch. Slider misses upstairs. 2-2. And a couple good takes from Hoover. As Brenton Clark is lifted for the pinch hitter. Also hits from the left side. Paul at second. For the leadoff walk, but now 2 out. 2-2 pitch is just missing away on the fastball. Reynoso not too happy. Came off the hill, kind of stared in at the plate, saying, where did that miss? That sort of facial feature and body language. But the count is now full. Reynoso has to regroup, but right now it's 3-2 for Hoover. With 2 down, here's the pitch. Foul back and to the left of the press box, out of play. Remains 3-2. Coming up is now the 8th pitch of the plate appearance for Caleb Hoover. Most of the playing surface now in shadows, just a few stretches of center field in the setting sun. 3-2 pitch, chopped right side. Here is Murillo, has to range to his right. A tough pick and a tough play made by the second baseman. That ball was spiked hard. Ranging to his right was the second baseman, fielding it off a short second hop and lasers it over to Lopez, and Hoover will ground out 4-3. And after a leadoff walk, Paul is left stranded on the bases. Going to the bottom of the 6th, Blues still on top 5-1 over the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the sixth inning, the Blues still on top 5-1 over the Sturs, and Tag Andrews remains in this ball game. Comes the first pitch, the number 9 batter. He sprays it over the first base dugout for strike 1. So for Diego Murillo to lead off, he is 2 for 2 out of the 9 spot with 2 runs scored. The man behind him, E.J. Royal, is 2 for 2 with a walk. So 2 tall tasks for Tag Andrews remaining in this game. Here's an 0-1. Slider on the ground, left side, tough play in the hole on a backhand from Sawyer Farr. It's a long throw, but it was not in time. The ball will ricochet a little bit wide, but the leadoff man is aboard. So Diego Murillo, once again, a leadoff single. He led off in the second, fourth, and now in the sixth inning, a leadoff single for the 3rd time this ball game. And it is now Caleb Hoover at first base, who was pinch hitting in the top half of the inning. Caden Miller, who started at first, is now in right. Tyler's going to have to work around a leadoff single. That's going to bring up E.J. Royal in the top of the order, who's also 2 for 2 with a walk. Here's the pitch. First pitch swinging into center field, shallow center. Terrence Kill trot in, camps out under it, makes the squeeze, and 1 down in the 6th, and a comfortable first out. And a big first out to take care of E.J. Royal after the leadoff infield single. So with 1 away and 1 on, 5-1 Blues lead, bottom of 6. By the way, for Tag Andrews, entering this inning, he has tossed 66 pitches. He took over with 2 base runners in the second, nobody out. It's now the 6th. First pitch is a slider down to Sebastian Lopez, missing for ball 1. This has been by far the best outing this entire season for Tag. If you've been following along with the Foresters, first 2 outings, not the best. But Andrews has locked in and become a clutch arm and a reliable arm out of the bullpen. And so far today, he has struck out 6 batters, by far the season best. His best was in his last outing with 4. But the next pitch is fouled back off of Lopez, 1-1. And the longest time Tag has been in the game is 2 1/3, which was his last appearance when he struck out 4. That was on July 5th in Pasadena against the Saints. But the count is 1-1 for Lopez. Here's the pitch. Slider, front doors its way in. 1-2. Diego Murillo is at first after the infield single. 1 away, the 5-1 Blues lead. 1-2 pitch. The slider is chopped outside of third base. Well foul. And rolls its way all the way down to the corner as a man in the Forster bullpen scales the left field fence. I should say the fencing running parallel down the left field line to go retrieve that foul ball. Right now, the 1-2 pitch is a fastball away to the right-handed batter, Lopez, 2-2. But when you look at what Tag Andrews has done, in his first 2 outings, gave up a decent amount of runs, but has locked in since. Here's the 2-2. Runner's going to take off. It misses down. Chamberlain's throw a little bit shallow, and it gets into center field. It's going to be a stolen base, and advancing on a bad throw down to third base is Diego Murillo. A stolen bag and then an error to advance him to third. And just like that, with 1 away, the count is now full for Sebastian Lopez. It'll go down as an E2. Throw a little bit shallow, was tried to be corralled by Esker. But now the infield is playing in. Man at third, 1 away. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a slider. And that is strikeout number 7 for Tag Andrews, 2 down in the 6th. And remember, we just said Tag Andrews, most strikeouts he had was 4 through 2 1/3. In his last outing, by far the best appearance all season long for Tag. Coming on short notice after Rarick went 1+, the starter And Andrews is giving Santa Barbara still hope in this game, down by 4 runs. So a 2 down, man at third. First pitch, the next batter is a slider down to Zach Tollerman, who's had production on all 3 of his plate appearances today. A walk, a run scored, a sac fly in the second, an RBI single in the fourth. Man at third, 2 out, 1-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside edge, 1-1. And it's been fun watching Tag throw, especially since he's gotten into this groove, gotten more comfortable. Fantastic stuff today. 1-1 pitch. Sliders down. Ball 2. Andrews working more from the third base side of the hill. Against the right-handed batter, Tollerman. 2-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 3. Sam Ardois scheduled next for the Blues if Tollerman is able to reach with 2 down in the 6th. It is a 5-1 Blues lead. Murillo, who led off with a single, is at third. 3-1 pitch. Slider finds its way in. Full count. Again, Andrews working more from the third base side of the hill against the right-handed batter, Tollerman. With 2 down. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tag Andrews. Strikeout number 8 on the day and works around a leadoff single and an error in the 6th inning. And Bill Pintard comes out to greet him from that third base dugout, gives him a firm handshake, and says, job well done. Through 6, Blues still on top, 5-1 over the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
On to the 7th inning from Sinsheimer Stadium in San Luis Obispo, California. Thanks for joining us on the Foresters Radio Network. Slowly approaching sunset here on the West Coast. It remains a 5-1 scoreline. The Blues, who struck early, putting up 3 runs in the first, tacking on 2 more to amass a 5-1 advantage, will rely on their lefty reliever Omar Reynoso to go back out for a 3rd inning to face Chamberlain Esker Farr. That is 5, 6, 7 scheduled. Santa Barbara work to do, and you have to give really this ball game and this chance for Santa Barbara all the props to Tag Andrews. Keeping it a manageable game, entering in a tough situation. He has struck out 8 batters since taking over in the 2nd inning. But the first pitch now to Chamberlain is going to be a slider down and away, ball 1. It's going to be a lefty, a righty, and then a switch hitter scheduled. And after in the last inning, 3 out of the 4 batters were left-handed hitters. Be a bit of a change with Reynoso throwing from the left side. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Fastball is on the outside edge, 1-1. Chamberlain today, a fly out to center, and an RBI double in the left center, responsible for bringing home the only run on the scoreboard. In this lefty-lefty matchup, here comes the 1-1 pitch. It is a slider drilled into right center field, and that will fall for a base hit. And Chamberlain will reach base, and Furness, the right fielder, will cut it off in the gap, and Chamberlain picks up his second hit of the day. And a leadoff single for Santa Barbara, and they have their leadoff man aboard for the third straight inning. Fourth time today, the Stars have gotten their leadoff man aboard. Only been able to, actually, on all three occasions prior to this inning, that base runners have been left stranded. First pitch now to Xavier Esker, who hits from the right side, will take a changeup for a strike. 0-1. And the lone man that came in to score was Brenton Clark when he had a base hit in the left coming with 2 down. And then Chamberlain had the double to score him. But Cole at first. Here's a 0-1 pitch. Is a slider in the dirt, missing inside, and a good slide from Cam Andrews, the catcher. Cover it up, 1-1. And all the slivers of sunshine on this playing surface now dissolved. The sun set into the hills behind the first base dugout towards the coast. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Generous strike call, 1-2. Esker today has gone 0 for 2. He struck out, ground out to third. Nobody out, man at first. 1-2 pitch. Sliders lifted in the left center field for Xavier Esker, going back and going off the base of the wall. Chamberlain is coming around from first base. It's scooped up by Royal, and an RBI double for Xavier Esker, and Santa Barbara have their second run of the game. 5-2 the lead for the Blues, and Esker, his second hit of the season, again good for extra bases, had the home run in yesterday's game. And a ball that nearly cleared the left center field fence. That ball hit right at the junction of the warning track and the wall. And here comes Dean Traynor out of the first base dugout. That's going to do it for Reynoso. His day will be complete. Back-to-back hits to start off the seventh inning for Santa Barbara. Chamberlain had a single. He scores the second run of the day, and Xavier Esker, a near home run, settles for 2 bases, but makes it a 5-2 game. We'll step aside. New arm entering for the Blues. They lead 5-2 in the 7th.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
The new arm will be Jaden Turner to take over this ballgame as a 5-2 lead for the Blues. Xavier Esker is at second base, and the batter is Sawyer Farr. The switch hitter will hit from the left side against the right-handed reliever Turner. 1 run in and nobody out in this inning. First pitch to Sawyer. Fastball will miss in ball 1. Xavier Esker, another extra base hit. The near homer has made it a 5-2 lead, and Jaden Turner recently committed to CSUN, be part of the Big West in the upcoming season. 1-0 pitch. As Farr will take a fastball away, ball 2. So far this season for Sawyer, I should say in this game, facing a third pitcher. Faced Groff in the second, faced Reynoso in the 5th, and now Turner in the 7th. 2-0 pitch is flared up left side into the outfield. Suzuki, the left fielder, will move over, make the squeeze. Esker holds at second base, and Farr is retired for the first out in the top of the 7th. So that's going to now bring up Zane Becker. With 1 run in after the first 2 men collected hits, Xavier Esker scoring Chamberlain to make it a 5-2 game. Santa Barbara trailing. And Zane stands in for the third time today. He's gone 0 for 2. Comes the first pitch from Turner. Is a slider down, ball 1. Zane has a pop up to first and line into a double play. Back in the 5th inning. Infield playing back, the third baseman pinched in a fraction, that is Ardois. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Slider in the dirt, and Cam Andrews, big sliding effort to his right. Kind of starfished out. Keeping that ball in front of him, 2-0. With Santa Barbara atop the Southern Division, 18-7, a game and a half lead over the Conejo Oaks. You want to keep that advantage over Conejo, and obviously you want to find another victory against your rival. Good count, 2-0. Lifted into center field. High center field. Going back is Royal. He'll slide over into the gap. Make the squeeze. Tagging at second. Esker moves down to third on the high fly out. Zane Becker gave it a ride, but just got underneath it. 2 out in the 7th. And Jaden Turner doing well. Entering with a runner at second base. Retiring 2. Granted, Xavier just advanced to third on the Becker flyout. So the third run of the ballgame, 90 feet away, with the Blues leading 5-2, top of the 7th inning. The batter is now Caden Miller, the now right fielder. He hits from the left side. The pitch, fastball down the middle, strike 1. Caden has a line out in the right field. He grounded out 1-3 on an attempted bunt back in the 5th. Can he bring home the third run of the day for Santa Barbara and make it a 2-run game? 0-1 pitch is a slider. Good-looking delivery from Turner. It's in there for strike 2. Should Miller reach top of the order in the form of Paul on deck. Esker's at third, but 2 down. Here comes the 0-2 delivery to Miller. Is another slider. Misses away. 1-2. And some murmurs through the seats here at Sinsheimer Stadium of the Blues faithful. And the Blues always have a big turnout, regardless of when the games are being played. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Flared up, jammed into right field, but it will fall for a base hit. Over the head of the second baseman, falling in front of Eric Furness, and Caden Miller. An RBI single coming with 2 down in the 7th has made it a 5-3 ball game and a 2-run inning for the Sturs. Fantastic work from Caden Miller to get on for the first time today. Scores Esker. In the second batter of the inning, scored Chamberlain. And that's bringing around the top of the order in the form of Mick Paul. And the tying run now at the plate in the top of the 7th inning. Santa Barbara has just chipped away. Paul bats from the left side. Here's the pitch. There's a slider away. Ball 1. We've seen 2 RBIs in this inning. Those ribbies brought to us by Gold's Gym. A couple locations in Santa Barbara where the Foresters train to win. Gold's Gym. Miller at first. 2 down and 2 runs in, top of the 7th. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Mick Paul. Looks like the runner might take off. Holding is Miller, and the ball was down 2-0. It was in the dirt. It was covered by Cam Andrews well, and he sprung up immediately. The catcher for the SLO Blues. Jaden Turner taking over in the middle of this inning. By the way, both of those runs will be charged to Omar Reynoso, who allowed the first 2 hits in the 7th inning. And the final line for Reynoso, 2+, 3 hits, 2 runs, which were earned, walked 1, and struck out 1. It is a 5-3 Blues lead. 2-0 the count for Mick Paul. Bats from the left side against the right-handed reliever. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Fastball is roped into right field, but straight to Eric Furness, the right fielder, to retire the side. The Sturs have 3 hits, push in 2 runs, and it's stretch time from Sinsheimer Stadium. Blues lead down to 2. 5-3 ball game. San Luis Obispo.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Welcome back to San Luis Obispo, California, where it is a 5-3 ball game. A new arm is coming in the game for the Sturs, Ethan O'Neill, to take over for Tag Andrews. And the best outing this season by far by Tag. He went 5 innings in relief, 4 hits, 1 run which was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 8. 82 pitches for Tag Andrews in relief, and he doubled his strikeout total this season. Had 8 entering today and 8 through 5 innings to give way to Ethan O'Neill. 2-run ball game. Bottom of the 7th. The middle 3 will be scheduled for the Blues. Here comes the first pitch. It's fastball from O'Neill down, ball 1. It's Ardois, Furness, and Suzuki. After Santa Barbara just put up 2 runs, objective for O'Neill, get the bats right back out there. Do not give any momentum, right back to SLO. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is located this time low in the zone, 1-1. 1-1 the count for Ardois, who's gone 0 for 2 with a walk. Did score a run when he reached base on balls. 1-1 pitch in the right center field. Long run for Terrence Kill, and it's going to fall right in front of him, and it's going to get past him. It's going to scooped up by Caden Miller, the right fielder, and down to second base is Ardois. Kill lost the cap in the process, trying to cut that ball off at a diagonal angle coming in from center field. Was just probably one step shy, and it just got past him. It was backed up by Caden Miller, the right fielder, but Ardois down to second on a double. And that's going to bring up Eric Furness. Job's not going to be easy now for Ethan O'Neill, having to work around a leadoff double, trying to get the bats right back out there. You just made it a 2-run game. Now the first pitch to Furness. High fastball missing, ball 1. In a battle of the 37s, O'Neill, relief pitcher donning 37, as is the man playing in his first game for the Blues, Eric Furness, to wear 3-7. Here comes a 1-0. Fastball on the outside edge, 1-1. And Furness in his first AB of the season, 2-run single in the opening inning to put his lead on top. And he's responsible for the 3 runs in the opening inning. He brought home 2 and then scored the third and final run of that opening inning to put the Blues on top early. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss right through the slider, 1-2. And after that moment, Furness worked a walk, was thrown out at second by Chamberlain. Then Cade looking. O'Neill does well after giving up the leadoff double to get ahead 1-2 on Eric Furness. Here comes the pitch. Reaching for a fastball down the right field line, slicing into foul ground. Hoover gets out under at the first baseman, makes the squeeze, and a big first out for the cause for O'Neill and the Foresters. 1 down the bottom of 7. So with 1 away, Ardois remains at second. That's going to bring up Kosei Suzuki. He's 1 for 3. RBI single, fly out to left, ground out 5-3. Infield, the double play depth. First base open. Ardois at second. Is a 5-3 ball game. Blues on top. First pitch, breaking ball fouled back off the lumber of Suzuki, directly behind the plate. That is strike 1. When you look to the next inning, Stars have Kill, Mumont, Hoover. And if anyone reaches Chamberlain, Esker, the big bats coming up in the next inning for Santa Barbara. Remember, Esker, 2 extra base hits in his short time with Santa Barbara. Had the near home run earlier in this game. Here comes an 0-1 delivery. Fastball swing and a miss for Suzuki. 0-2. Ardois remains at second after his leadoff double. 1 down, home half of the 7th frame. The grass berm is thinned out a little bit here. Sinsheimer Stadium past sunset, but a good amount of ambient light still available. 0-2 pitch, swing and just fouls it back. Chamberlain kind of swatted his thigh, thinking he could have held onto that ball. Should say, got his glove up to it, tried to foul tip it back for out number 2. But Suzuki stays alive. And the outfielders playing in the middle of the outfield grass. Man at second. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Suzuki. Slider misses high and in. Started on body, tried to front door it against the right-handed batter. Didn't bend all that much. One away. Man at second. 5-3 Blues lead. 1-2 pitch from O'Neill. Fastball's lifted into foul ground, and it's going to go out of play into the stadium seats. 3 rows up, and no one even saw that ball. That ball was coming in straight vertical and fell behind 2 spectators. The stadium seats didn't even see the ball. Good that everyone was okay. It didn't hit anyone. It could have landed straight on someone's head. But it remains 1-2. And Suzuki has fouled off the last 2 pitches from O'Neill. O'Neill delivers another 1-2 pitch. It's lifted, stays in the infield, Moving in the second baseman, Esker, but Hoover camps out under it, and the first baseman will make the play about 2/3 down the first baseline from the plate down to first, and Suzuki is retired, 2 down in the bottom of 7. When you look at the night sky currently, any ball that goes up to the dwindling ambient light, with the sky a little bit of that white hue, the sun setting, and the sun's already set 10 minutes ago. But the batter is now Cam Andrews. Ardois remains at second after his leadoff double, but 2 down. Here's the pitch. Fastball is away. Ball 1. Andrews has 2 walks today. First and third inning. Struck out looking against Tag Andrews. Had an 8 strikeout day on 5 innings, 82 pitches. Fantastic stuff from Tag to keep Santa Barbara in this ball game. Bill Pintard, rightfully grateful for Tag Andrews and what he did today. A 1-0 pitch. Sliders in there for a strike 1. We did allude to it when Tag strolled off the hill in the last inning. Bill Pintard met him out of the third base dugout. Congratulatory handshake, saying thank you for giving us a chance in this game after your efforts in relief. With 2 down and still at second, here comes a 1-1 delivery to Andrews. Lined and straight over the head of Easton Moomaw. That ball is rolling down the left field line. And looking for extra bases is Andrews. A run will come in to score, and it's an RBI double coming with 2 out in the 7th, and is now a 6-3 lead for the Blues. That ball just over the glove of the outstretched glove of Easton Moomaw. Did his best to try to snare that baseball. But the second double of the inning given up by O'Neill brings home a big 6th run for the SLO Blues, and that's now going to bring up Cade O'Hara. He has K'd 3 times today, all swinging. 1 against Rarick, 2 against Andrews. First pitch now. Fastball's on the outside corner. Strike 1. That was the 10th hit of the day for the SLO Blues. 7 hits for Santa Barbara. And it is a 3-run lead now for San Luis Obispo. Ethan O'Neill working from the first base side of the hill. Will be the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider. Strike 2. And you want to take care of business against O'Hara with Diego Murillo, who is 3 for 3 out at the 9 spot on deck. Do not let this inning continue and limit it to just a single run. O'Neill, longer hold, gets on the same page with Chamberlain. Comes set, 0-2 pitch is down on a breaking ball. 1-2. And remember, in the top of the 8th, the Stars will have Kill, Moomaw, Hoover. And if anyone reaches Cole Chamberlain, 2 down, man at second. It's now a 3-run game. The 1-2 pitch, fastball's away, 2-2. The final road game of the season for Santa Barbara. Trying to finish the road docket on a positive, facing Conejo tomorrow, the Barons on Saturday, an affiliate team on Sunday, going into the All-Star break. O'Neill fires home the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the fastball. And the side is retired, but the Blues do push in one more run. Ardois to leadoff double, brought home by Cam Andrews, and to the 8th. 6-3, Blues on top.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. AAA Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Now into the 8th inning is a 6-3 Blues lead. Terrence Kill will lead off with Jaden Turner remaining in this game. Turner and Andrews will now have a little conversation. The catcher on the hill. Kill, Muma, Hoover, 2, 3, and 4 scheduled for Santa Barbara. They just put up 2 runs in the last. The Blues did tack on 1 more to make it a 3-run advantage. So 6 outs to play with for Santa Barbara, down by 3. With this part of the order scheduled, a big opportunity to get some base runners, keep it manageable into the last inning. Now the first pitch, check swing on a fastball, which is located on the outer half of the plate, 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch to TK. Pops it up, right side, the second baseman goes out, the right fielder moves in. It's Furness out and right to make the squeeze, and Terrence Kill will be retired for the 4th time in this ball game. 1 down in the top of the 8th. Now that's going to bring up Easton Muma. 1 away, base is clear, 6-3 Blues lead. We said it yesterday when the Stars welcomed in the Blues and had a 5-2 victory. Courtesy of Nick Abraham picking up the win. Good case Barfield and Eves all pitched in relief. 5-2 win for Santa Barbara. Here's the first pitch. Slider for a strike, 0-1. Santa Barbara won the season series yesterday. 4 wins to 2 losses this season against the Blues. They trail by 3 here. Here comes an 0-1. And that's tapped foul outside of the first base line for strike 2 on Easton Muma. Easton is struck out looking, lined out to short, grounded out to second. Turner working from the first base side of the hill. Square onto the plate. And now the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Muma was late on the fastball, 2 out in the 8th. That was the first strikeout of the day for Turner. The 7th by Blues pitching. That's going to bring up Caleb Hoover to the plate for the 2nd time today. If you're just joining us late on the Foresters Radio Network, Brenton Clark started in the 4-hole, went 2 for 2, was lifted for the pinch hitter Hoover in the 6th. Here's the first pitch, changeup away, 0-1. Hoover a ground out to second. In his first time up, he now plays defensively at first base. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on the slider. 1-1. If you're able to reach base, Cole Chamberlain, who is 2 for 3 today with an RBI, is next. Chamberlain's been on some good form. Here's a 1-1. Slider on a check swing. Did he go on the appeal down to third base umpire? No, he did not. That is ball 2. And the temperature's starting to cool off. You can kind of feel it in the air Pretty warm day, first pitch, and feel a little dampness now in the air. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss on the fastball. Massive rip from 14 for the Forsters. Fanned it for strike 2. 2 down and the base is clear. Blues leading 6-3. Comes the 2-2 pitch, is lifted into left field. Out there, Suzuki doesn't have to move and will make the play. And is a 1-2-3/8 for Jaden Turner. And through 7.5, the Blues on top 6-3 over the Forsters.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Diego Murillo, EJ Royal, Sebastian Lopez will be scheduled, and they'll face a brand new arm, Tyler Fino, the right-hander, now in the game after Ethan O'Neill went 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned. He walked nobody and struck out 1. So Fino to face 9-1-2. In a tough first test with Diego Murillo out of the 9 spot. He's gone 3 for 3 today with 2 runs scored. We appreciate you sticking with us on the Forster Radio Network late into your evenings, especially with a bunch of these players, different time zones. We're approaching 20 minutes away from 9 o'clock local time. Thanks for sticking with us as the ambient light slowly starting to disappear. Darker skies, still see a nice outline of the rolling hills beyond the right field fence. We haven't seen the Amtrak train roll by today. Maybe later on in this ball game we'll see it. Did see the train, which goes parallel to the right field fence, out towards the coast and then inward. Rolled by twice before this game started. Always a cool sight, seeing the freight roll by. Well, that's going to bring up Diego Murillo, come out of the first base dugout. Be the first test for Tyler Fino in a day where, in terms of pitching, was highlighted by Tag Andrews. An effort from the first man out of the bullpen, going 5, struck out 8 on 82 pitches. But right now, it's all about Tyler Fino, facing a very tough man from Diego Murillo, and currently Cole Chamberlain having a lengthy conversation on the hill, the catcher, making sure the battery is on the same page. There's a 6-3 lead for the Blues, starting off the bottom of the 8th inning. Objective for Fino, maintain a 3-run deficit, do not give up any more runs. So he scrapes off the rubber, stands on, and will face the number 9 batter, Murillo, to hit from the right side. And here comes the first pitch to the number 9 batter from Tyler. And it's going to miss away on a slider. Ball 1. Murillo today, single on the left, center, and then infield single. He's gone on base 3 times. 1-0 delivery. Fastball is on the ground, left side, a backhand from East Muma, the third baseman, a long throw on target. And for the first time today, Diego Murillo will be retired. Well done from Tyler. A good play from the third baseman. Made that look easy, even though definitely wasn't. 1 down in the 8th. The wind's still humming out into left. At first pitch, it was 10 miles an hour, the west-northwest. Gusts expected up to 17 miles an hour. Probably, you could say, pretty consistent double-digit winds out in the left today. But it's a 6-3 lead for the Blues, one away. Base is clear, back to the top of the order. And E.J. Royal, who's also been a tough out today. First pitch, fastball swinging a miss. Strike one. He's got 2 singles, a walk, and a fly out to center. Royal, both base hits into center field. Out there is Terrence Kill. The outfielder's playing right in the middle of the outfield. Here comes the 0-1 delivery to Royal. Is another fastball late strike call. Looked like it might have missed inside, but our plate umpire says that was on the inside edge for strike 2, and Royal now takes a moment, steps out of the box. Tyler Fino working from the first base side of the hill. Took care of the first man he faced, and now the 0-2 pitch. Slider will just miss down. Maybe fractured in as well. Tried to be framed by Chamberlain. Good pitch. Ball 1. One and 2 the count for E.J. Royal. And top of the order. And now the 1-2 pitch from Fino is a slider on the ground, left side, and a diving play from Mumot. Just gets past him. It's a base hit into left. The third baseman tried to slide, and he did, laying now into the hole. But it was hard hit, and Royal has his third knock, and he's aboard for the 4th time today. A 1-out knock to bring around Sebastian Lopez. Lopez is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice. So 1 on, 1 out in a 6-3 lead. And for Santa Barbara, they'll have 5, 6, and 7 scheduled in the 9th. Just what will the deficit be? Here's the pitch. Fastball is down to Lopez, ball 1. Chamberlain, Esker, Farr. Then after that, Zane Becker. With 1 on, 1 out, Fino looking to work around the 1-out single. Taking care of Lopez if he can. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Sliders down. Good cover by Chamberlain in the other batter's box. Ball 2. And the infield straight away. Hoover holds on to the man at first base. 2 middle infielders at double play depth. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Sliders down again in that same spot. It was yanked, and ball 3, so 3-0 the count for Lopez. It is a 6-3 ball game. Next will be Zach Tollerman, who throughout this season has had a lot of pop on his bat. 1 on, 1 out. Fino needs to locate. Here comes a 3-0 pitch to Lopez. Fastball is on the outside edge, taking a step towards first base. Was Lopez thinking he had base on balls, but takes strike 1. Good pitch by Fino. The third man out of the bullpen today. Royal does have a lot of stolen bases this year, 8 to be exact. 3-1 pitch is located for a strike, and once again, taking a step towards first base was Lopez. Thought he had a walk. Said strike 2 on a fastball from Fino. And fantastic work from Tyler, falling behind 3-0. Now a full count. And here comes the 3-2 delivery. And it's called strike 3. Lopez again thought he had a walk, says some words to the plate umpire. The high heat finds the strike zone, and Lopez visibly frustrated. After 3 straight strikes, he thought he had a walk. And Tyler Fino fell behind 3-0 and actually strikes out Lopez looking. Huge second out in the bottom of the 8th. So that's going to bring him now Zach Tollerman. And as just mentioned, been a very productive day for the DH batting third. with 1 on, 2 down. 6-3 lead in the bottom of the 8th for the Blues. Here's the pitch. Slider front doors its way in. Kind of nodded up Tollerman. He didn't swing, but it was a strike. A walk, a run scored, a sac fly, an RBI single. Then struck out in the 6th. So big day for Tollerman. Contributing to the SLO Blues' success in numerous ways as they lead 6-3. But with 2 down, man at first, it was the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider. Very nice pitch from Fino. Nothing in 2. As we look out into the distance, San Luis Obispo, bit of a silhouette of the rolling hills beyond the right field fence. A little bit of an orange haze out towards the coast, which is beyond the first base dugout. Fino trying to work around a 1-out single with 2 down. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider. Great work from Tyler Fino to take care of the side, working around that single by E.J. Royal. And we're going to the 9th inning. Santa Barbara trail by 3. Chamberlain, Esker, Farr coming up next.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the 9th inning, and Santa Barbara 3 outs to play with, trailing by 3. Jaden Turner remains in this ball game. He took over in the 7th after 2 hits given up by Omar Reynoso, and if Turner's able to finish out this inning, pick up a 3-inning save, it's going to be Chamberlain, Esker, Farr scheduled for Santa Barbara. Lefty righting a switch hitter against the right-handed reliever Jaden Turner. Santa Barbara last put up runs in the 7th inning, a 2 spot. But it will be Chamberlain to hit from the left side. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a slider missing away, ball 1. And Chamberlain had a very nice day at the plate. A fly out to center. RBI double. A single and a right and a run scored. So he's 2 for 3. In the middle infielders playing deep. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Turner. Fastball is popped up into the dark night sky. Camping out under it is the second baseman Murillo, and finally will make the catch as that ball was skied and 1 down in the 9th. That's a big out, retiring Chamberlain. And that's also going to bring up a man who's got a lot of pop in his bat, but with the bases clear in a 3-run game. Stars down to their final 2 outs. It's Xavier Esker has struck out, ground out to third. A near home run in the left center was an RBI double. Also came around to score. But the first pitch from Turner is a slider lifted into center field. Out there is Royal. Just has to adjust a few paces in and will make the squeeze. 2 out in the 9th. Quick second out for Jaden Turner, and the Stars down to their final out in SLO. And the final time that these two teams will meet The Stars secured the season series victory yesterday. Their 4th win over the Blues, actually 4 straight. But they're down to their final out, trailing by 3 runs. It's going to be Sawyer Farr to hit from the left side. Here comes the first pitch. There's going to be a slider on the outside corner, strike 1. Sawyer does have a hit today. There's a leadoff single in the 5th inning. And Jaden Reynos Turner, next pitch is down on another slider, 1-1. With 2 down and the base is clear, here comes the 1-1 delivery. Farr got all knotted up trying to lay off the high fastball. It's strike 2. And you look around the CCL, the Oaks are currently leading San Francisco in the top of the 4th inning. You have to keep an eye on that game, but the Stars right now down their final strike. 1-2 pitch is a fastball upstairs, ball 2. As Santa Barbara entering today, a 1.5 game lead over Conejo, but Conejo currently on top of San Francisco. 2 down in the base is clear. 2-2 pitch to Farr is a changeup missing away. Full count. Should Farr reaches in, Becker will be next. A strike and the ball game's over. A ball and a 2-out walk for Farr. Here's the pitch. On the ground, left side, a 1-hopper to Cade O'Hara, the shortstop, and a laser to first. And there's the ball game. A 1-2-3 ninth for Jaden Turner is going to pick up a 3-inning save. And the SLO Blues will take this one 6-3 in the final meeting of the year between the Blues and the Stars. Omar Reynoso will pick up the win. But Santa Barbara will drop the final game of the season against the SLO Blues. That will crack a 3-game winning streak. And the season series will end up 4 wins for Santa Barbara and 3 wins for the Blues. Of the 7 games the 2 clubs playing this season, Santa Barbara just came up short. When you look at this game, standout performance has to be Tag Andrews for an effort. An early relief going 5 innings, struck out 8 on 82 pitches. Gave his team a chance. The Stars put up 2 runs in the 7th. And when SLO tacked on 1 more in the bottom of that 7th inning, made it a 3-run game. Made a little bit different for Santa Barbara. Trailing by 3, and the final score is 6-3. 7 hits for Santa Barbara. They did have 1 error. 11 hits for the SLO Blues to push in 6 runs. And this is the final road game of the regular year for Santa Barbara. The rest of the season, they're going to be at the comforts of Santa Barbara High School and at home. And tomorrow, they'll begin a 3-game homestand welcoming in the Conejo Oaks in a 4:30 first pitch. So if you're in the Santa Barbara area, be sure to come on out and support the Stars as they take on the Conejo Oaks in a pretty critical game to see who is in command of the Southern Division. We'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow against the Oaks and the Stars. But thanks for sticking with us on the Foresters Radio Network. Once again, final score 6-3. Blues take it over Santa Barbara. For the entire team, the entire staff, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from San Luis Obispo. We'll see you tomorrow when the Stars are back in action.